Don't skip. All men should watch this video. 10 hidden secrets that women secretly crave, modern Stoic. 99% of men miss out on this. Women secretly crave it. I know it might sound like an exaggeration, but let me ask you this. How often have you seen a man who seems to have it all? Maybe he's got the looks, the career, and the confidence to make most people envious. Yet, when it comes to connecting with women on a deeper level, something's just not clicking. What's going wrong? It's not about your physical appearance, your financial status, or even your social prowess. No, the issue lies in something far more subtle, yet incredibly powerful. The truth is, most men overlook small, everyday actions that can actually make them irresistible to women. These are gestures that women deeply appreciate, but rarely talk about. And guess what? Many men don't even realize how much of an impact they can have. Today, I'm about to reveal 10 hidden secrets. Things women secretly crave but seldom admit. These aren't your typical dating tips or pickup lines that you've likely heard 1,000 times before. We're diving into the psychology behind attraction, backed by science and wisdom passed down through the ages from ancient Stoic philosophy. When you understand these principles, you can completely change how women perceive you. These insights will make you unforgettable, not because you're trying too hard, but because you're naturally attuned to what women truly want emotionally. Imagine for a moment, what if you could tap into the unconscious desires that many women don't even fully understand about themselves? What if you could stand out effortlessly without having to chase after attention or constantly try to prove your worth? What if, instead, you could simply be the kind of man who makes a woman feel deeply seen, heard, and valued? That is the true key to unlocking powerful, lasting attraction. You might be thinking, but isn't attraction something that just happens naturally? Well, yes and no. Of course, there's a natural spark that can happen at first sight. But lasting attraction, something that makes her think about you long after you've left her, is built on deeper, often unspoken emotional triggers. And if you don't know what these are, you could be missing out on the kind of attraction that keeps a woman coming back for more. If you're unfamiliar with these secrets, you're leaving potential on the table. You're potentially missing out on the ability to create those lasting impressions that make her feel connected to you on a level she can't quite explain. So here's the thing. You need to watch this video to the end. The final secret I'll reveal is, without a doubt, the most powerful one. Once you understand it, your entire perspective on attraction will shift. You'll never view relationships and connections the same way again. Before we jump into these game-changing insights, do me a quick favor. If you're truly serious about mastering these techniques and transforming your relationships with women, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the life-changing wisdom I'm about to share. These aren't just tips, they are life-changing principles that can alter the course of your romantic life. Let's dive in. Secret 1. The power of touch before intimacy. Imagine this. You're on a date. The conversation is flowing effortlessly. She's laughing, you're laughing, and everything seems to be going just right. But deep down, you feel that something is missing. The connection isn't quite there. Sure, she's engaged in the conversation, but it's not the type of engagement that leaves a lasting impression. You drop her off, send a follow-up text, but then silence, no reply. What went wrong? Most men mistakenly believe that the key to attracting a woman is in the words they say. They think that a charming conversation is the secret to building chemistry. But here's the truth. Connection is not just about words, it's about being physical and emotional. And there's a powerful yet often overlooked tool you have in your arsenal to create a deeper bond. Touch. Let me be clear. It's not about being aggressive or pushy. It's not about making her feel uncomfortable or crossing boundaries. It's about touch in a subtle, intentional, and deeply meaningful way. And here's the thing that most men don't understand. One of the most powerful gestures that women secretly crave is a simple, gentle massage before intimacy. Sounds straightforward, right? But there's so much power packed into this seemingly simple act. You see, emotional connection is often far more important than physical attraction for women. A well-timed, non-sexual touch speaks volumes. It conveys more than words could ever express. It says, I see you. I care about you. I want you to feel comfortable, safe, and at ease with me. And isn't that what real connection is all about? Touch is a communication tool. It's not about being a trained massage therapist or trying to impress her with your skills. It's about being fully present in the moment. When you touch her, your intent must be clear. You want her to feel relaxed, understood, and most importantly, desired, not just physically, but emotionally. Touch in this context is more than skin deep. It's about creating a sense of calm, reassurance, and intimacy without rushing things. Let's dive deeper. If you're just going through the motions, going straight for a massage because you think it's the next step, it won't work. If your touch lacks genuine intent, it will come off as insincere. But if you're truly present, engaged, and sensitive to how she responds, she will feel that. She will feel your care, your attention, and your genuine desire to connect with her. That's the secret. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, reminds us, be a good man. Don't overthink it. Don't make it weird. Just be in the moment and let your actions speak for themselves. Stoic philosophy teaches us to act with purpose and clarity. In relationships, this means being present, not second-guessing every action or over-analysing every moment. When you focus on the connection, the rest falls into place naturally. A simple touch can be more than just a physical gesture. It's a profound expression of your intentions. When you give a woman that calm, non-sexual touch, it creates an atmosphere of trust and emotional intimacy. It reassures her that she can be vulnerable with you, that you see her beyond the surface level, and that you're not just interested in her physically, but emotionally too. This is what women secretly crave, a man who understands the power of emotional intimacy before physical intimacy. It's a step beyond just a conversation, a moment of real connection that cannot be faked. You don't need to overthink it. Just be intentional and mindful in your actions. So the next time you find yourself on a date or in a relationship, don't just rely on words. Don't skip the chance to create a deeper bond with a simple gesture of touch. Remember, your actions will speak louder than anything you say. And as Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, the universe is changing. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Let your thoughts, your actions, and your intentions guide you toward building that connection. Don't just aim to impress, aim to connect on a deeper, more meaningful level. What are your thoughts on the power of touch in building real connection? Have you ever used this subtle form of communication to create a stronger bond? Share your experiences in the comments section below. Comment below. I'm ready to create a deeper bond through intentional touch. Secret 2. Flirting with confidence and respect. Imagine this. You're at a friend's party, mingling with people, when you notice a woman standing by the bar, laughing with her friends. She has a warm energy about her, and something about her presence draws you in. You feel the urge to approach, but instead of rushing in with anxious thoughts or trying to impress her with exaggerated compliments or stories, you take a moment. You remind yourself of one core truth. You don't need to prove anything. You're not here to win her over. You are simply here to engage in a meaningful and enjoyable conversation. This is where your mindset shifts, and with that shift, everything changes. You walk over casually, not with urgency, but with an easy confidence that comes from knowing your worth. You make eye contact, flash a genuine smile, and say something light-hearted like, I overheard you talking about your favourite coffee, and I've got to say, I'm intrigued. Immediately, you're not coming across as someone who is trying to impress her, but someone who's genuinely interested in learning more about her. You let her speak, not interrupting, giving her the space to share her thoughts. When she says she's a big fan of a particular coffee blend, you don't jump into a long-winded explanation about the history of coffee or go on and on about your own brewing techniques to show off your knowledge. Instead, you keep it playful, light, and engaging. You smile and say, "Really? That's your favorite? I'll bet you've never tasted coffee like mine. I could make you a cup that'll change your mind." The challenge is subtle but playful, and the tone is fun rather than forced. You're not desperately seeking her approval, you're simply having a good time, creating a moment that feels effortless. The moment you say this, you notice her laugh. Her eyes light up with intrigue, and she playfully responds, "Oh, really? Now you've got me curious." Her body language shifts. She's leaning in, engaged, genuinely interested. You've kept the energy light, fun, and full of curiosity, not trying too hard, but letting the conversation flow naturally. This is where the essence of modern Stoic flirting comes to life. You are emotionally grounded and unshaken by the need for validation. You're not trying to impress her, and you're certainly not putting yourself on a pedestal. Instead, you are comfortable in your own skin. You're enjoying the interaction for what it is, not for what you hope it will become. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't rely on playing games or pretending to be something you're not. It's about being genuine, confident, and engaging without any desperation. As the conversation continues, you maintain that same sense of ease. You don't rush into revealing every detail about yourself, nor do you try to impress her with your accomplishments or fancy words. You simply enjoy the moment, continuing the playful banter. It's not about proving your worth to her, it's about two people connecting through shared humour, mutual respect, and an understanding that neither of you needs to win the conversation. The exchange becomes its own reward. This is the power of Stoic flirting. It's rooted in confidence and emotional independence. You're not waiting for her to approve of you, and you're not desperate for her attention. You're emotionally self-sufficient and grounded, which allows you to remain relaxed and unafraid of rejection. You know your value, and because of that, your flirting is effortless and magnetic. You're enjoying the interaction without the pressure of needing anything from her. In fact, the more you detach from the need for her validation, the more you find that she's naturally drawn to you. It's the subtle, easy confidence that makes you stand out. Women are often attracted to men who are comfortable in their own skin and can approach a situation with a sense of fun and lightness. You're not trying to win her affection, but rather, you're engaging in a dance that feels natural and real, where both parties are free to enjoy the exchange without the anxiety of trying to impress or please each other. By the end of the conversation, you've both shared a genuine fun moment. You may not know what will come of it, but that's not the point. The point is that you've created a connection that wasn't forced or rushed, and you did it with respect, confidence, and emotional ease. That's the kind of interaction that leaves a lasting impression. So next time you find yourself in a similar situation, remember, don't chase validation. Instead, enjoy the dance and let things unfold naturally. It's the Stoic way, focused, grounded, and always true to who you are. Secret 3. The power of touching her hair. Imagine you're out for dinner with someone you're interested in. You've been talking for a while, sharing stories, laughing, and enjoying each other's company. The conversation flows easily, but there's a moment where she gets a bit quiet, looking down at her plate, lost in thought. This is your chance. You could keep talking, or you could choose to do something that will deepen the connection. Instead of rushing to fill the silence with words, you take a step back and notice her. You see that a few strands of her hair have fallen across her face, and without saying anything, you gently brush them away. Not hastily, not like it's a task, but with intention, slowly and deliberately, as though you're trying to clear away the barriers between you. It's a simple gesture, but it speaks volumes. You've shown her that you see her, that you're present, and that you're in tune with the moment. It's not just about the touch, it's about the energy you convey, that you're not distracted by your own thoughts, that you care about her and the space you're sharing. She feels the difference. In that instant, you've moved beyond the surface level of the conversation, beyond the small talk. You've created an emotional moment, one that's deep and meaningful. And guess what? She will remember that, not because of the touch itself, but because of how it made her feel. understood, appreciated, and valued. This is how powerful a simple act can be when done with intention. It's not about being perfect or making the right move every time. It's about being real, being present, and understanding the subtle moments that can shift the dynamic of your relationship. So the next time you're with her, pay attention. Take the time to create those small moments of connection and watch how it transforms everything between you. This isn't just a gesture, it's the foundation of true intimacy and understanding. Comment below. I'm ready to create meaningful connections. Let's keep this conversation going and empower each other to elevate our relationships. Secret 4. The hand on her back in public. Let's talk about something simple, yet incredibly powerful. Something that doesn't need to be loud to leave a lasting impression. Picture this. You're walking through a busy crowd with a woman by your side. Without thinking too much, you place your hand lightly but confidently on the small of her back. It might seem like a tiny gesture, but trust me, it says more than words could ever capture. It says, "I've got you." It says, leadership, calm, and the kind of confidence that makes you stand out, even in the chaos of a crowded street. Women crave this kind of presence, not the loud, attention-seeking displays of masculinity, but the quiet, powerful assurance that a man is grounded and in control, not just of the situation, but of himself. That touch, so subtle yet so clear, shows her that you're in command without having to prove it. It's a signal, a small act that screams volumes about who you are. This is what women want to feel: security, a sense that they are not alone in the world, that they have a partner who's not only reliable, but strong enough to lead. Leadership isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the calm in the storm, the guy who remains steady and composed, even when everything around you is uncertain. When you place your hand on her back with confidence, you send that exact message. It's about showing up as someone who knows his worth and is comfortable guiding her through life's ups and downs, without hesitation. This gesture isn't about controlling her. It's about leading with respect, with intention. It's the kind of quiet strength that attracts, the kind of confidence that reassures. Remember, women don't need you to be a superhero. They just need you to be the kind of man who knows how to be present, to make them feel safe and cared for without saying a word. So next time you walk side by side, don't hesitate to show that confidence in the simplest of ways. A touch on her back, nothing more, nothing less, will speak more than anything you could say. And trust me, that kind of connection is unforgettable. What do you think? Have you ever noticed how small gestures like this can change the way someone feels about you? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Secret 5. Be her hero, the protector. In the rush of modern life, many men feel the weight of a deep, almost primal urge, the desire to protect, lead, and be the pillar of strength for those they care about. This urge isn't about control or power. It's about offering stability, being someone she can lean on when everything else feels like it's spinning out of control. This is an instinct woven into the very fabric of masculinity, to shield, not smother, to stand firm, not chase after distractions. But here's the thing, most men overlook. Women crave this, but not in the way you might think. They don't need a bodyguard. They don't want a dictator. They want a man whose presence speaks volumes without uttering a word. A man whose very being radiates the message, "You're safe with me." And contrary to what many think, this type of strength is not earned by bulging muscles or a fat paycheck. No, the real currency here is emotional strength. Now, most men get this wrong. They think being her hero means swooping in with solutions, fixing problems, offering advice, or, even worse, trying to fix her bad day like it's a broken car that just needs a wrench to make it right. But here's the truth. That's not what she wants. She doesn't need you to swoop in and solve everything. She wants you to stand firm and be there. She wants a man who doesn't crumble when she's emotional, who doesn't recoil when things get intense. Instead, she craves a man who can stay grounded, unshaken, and strong in the face of her vulnerability. And let me tell you, that's where the real power lies. Think of it this way. Imagine you're at a family gathering and your partner is stressed, overwhelmed by the chaos, perhaps from juggling a career and family life. She starts to vent, her words coming out in a torrent, and the instinct is there, right? You want to jump in, start offering solutions, fix everything with your wisdom and your experience. But what if, just for a moment, you resisted that urge? What if, instead of trying to solve her problem, you simply listened? What if, instead of trying to steer the conversation into a solution, you gave her the space to express herself, to unravel her emotions freely, and you just stood there beside her, a steady rock in the storm? That's the emotional strength that she craves. It's not about having all the answers, it's about being the answer, the calm presence in her world. In today's world, it's easy for men to fall into the trap of thinking that strength is purely physical or financial. After all, we live in a society that celebrates these outward symbols of success. But real strength, the kind that women truly desire, is the ability to remain emotionally present, to stand unflinchingly in the face of her emotional turmoil, without trying to fix her or solve her problems. This is something that requires patience, self-control, and the deep understanding that sometimes just being there is enough. So here's the challenge. Stop trying to be her hero by fixing everything. Instead, become the hero who stands by her, offering her the peace and stability she craves. Don't flinch when things get tough. Don't run away when emotions run high. Stand strong, stay silent when needed, and be the unwavering presence that says, "You're safe with me." This, my friends, is the hidden secret that most men overlook. And it's the secret that will make you her hero, the protector, the man who is truly indispensable in her life. In this modern world, we need to reframe what it means to be strong. True strength isn't about dominating or leading with force. It's about leading with calm, with emotional resilience, and with the quiet strength that says, "I've got you." If you can learn to master this, you'll become the kind of man that not only attracts women, but also builds a lasting, meaningful connection with them. So take a deep breath, stay grounded, and remember, sometimes the strongest thing you can do is to simply be there, unwavering, silent, and strong. That is the power of emotional strength. That is the power that will make you her hero. Now take action. Comment below with this statement to claim your power. I am the steady strength she craves. Let's start a movement, men. Secret 6. The importance of kindness to others. In today's fast-paced world, where everyone is focused on their own goals, it's easy to overlook the simple but powerful act of kindness. But here's the thing. Don't skip this. Kindness is not just a nice-to-have trait. It's a must. Men between the ages of 35 and 70, listen up, because the way you treat others has a deeper impact than you might realize, especially when it comes to relationships with women. There are hidden things women secretly crave, and kindness is one of them. Whether it's your partner, a colleague, or even a stranger, kindness speaks volumes. It's not about grand gestures, it's the little things that count. Take, for example, the way a simple compliment or holding the door open for someone can completely change their day. Women, in particular, are drawn to men who show this quiet strength through their kindness. It's a subtle, yet profound quality that speaks of self-confidence and emotional maturity, both of which are incredibly attractive. Now, you may be thinking, I've got a lot on my plate. Who has time to worry about others? But here's where you're wrong. Kindness doesn't take time. It's not about scheduling it in your calendar. It's a state of being. It's how you show up every day, not just for your loved ones, but for everyone you encounter. The key to understanding this is to realize that kindness is a reflection of strength, not weakness. Many men get it twisted and believe that showing emotion or being considerate makes them seem soft. But let me make this clear. True strength lies in knowing how to show compassion, in being attuned to the needs of others without compromising your own sense of self. This is exactly what women crave in a man. Take a moment to reflect on a situation in your own life where you experienced or showed kindness. Maybe it was helping a neighbor with their groceries or giving your partner an unexpected compliment that made her smile. That moment of kindness, no matter how small, has a ripple effect. It creates trust, builds rapport, and reinforces your character. It's something women notice, and let me tell you, they remember it. When you show consistent kindness, you build something far more valuable than just admiration. You build emotional connection. Emotional connection is key to long-lasting relationships. Women don't just crave attention, they crave connection. The ability to understand and connect with them on a deeper level is one of the most attractive things you can offer. And it doesn't require grand gestures. It requires consistent, genuine actions. This isn't just some feel-good, fluffy advice. This is modern Stoicism in action. It's understanding that the world is unpredictable. People are often under pressure, and everyone is fighting their own battles. You can't control everything, but you can control how you respond. And when you choose kindness, you show emotional resilience. You become a rock in the storm, someone who is steady, reliable, and, yes, even admired. This doesn't mean you become a doormat or let people take advantage of you. No, you still stand firm and assertive, but you understand the power of responding with empathy and compassion, and that makes you irresistible. Here's what I want you to take away. Don't just be a man who checks off boxes in his daily life. Be a man who creates positive energy wherever he goes. Show kindness when it's least expected, and watch how it transforms the way others see you. And more importantly, watch how it transforms the relationships in your life. Whether it's a partner, a friend, or a stranger, kindness is a game changer. So don't wait. Start today. Lead with kindness, and the world will respond. Women are drawn to men who can remain calm and composed while offering warmth and understanding. That's a man they'll remember. Secret 7. The strength of emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is one of the most powerful attributes a man can possess. It's not just about staying calm in the face of adversity. It's about bouncing back stronger, maintaining control over your emotions, and not letting life's inevitable struggles knock you down. Take, for instance, the story of a man who's just been laid off from his job. It's easy to feel the weight of that situation, to panic, and to spiral into a negative mindset. But a man with emotional resilience doesn't let fear or self-doubt consume him. Instead, he looks at the situation with a clear mind and asks himself, what can I learn from this? How can I turn this challenge into an opportunity? He uses his experience as a stepping stone to grow, adapt, and ultimately thrive, refusing to be defined by his circumstances. In today's world, emotional resilience isn't just a nice-to-have trait. It's essential for survival. Men are constantly bombarded by stresses, whether it's work pressure, family responsibilities, or personal challenges. Life throws curveballs at us every day, but how we respond determines the quality of our lives. The truth is, we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react. So, don't let small setbacks derail you. Be the man who stands firm in the face of adversity. Understand that setbacks are not failures. They are opportunities to become stronger. That's what separates men who succeed from those who falter. Emotional resilience is rooted in a strong mindset, and it begins with acceptance. Accepting that life won't always go your way, that challenges are inevitable, and that you will face failures along the journey. The key is to never let these setbacks dictate your emotional state. Men who are emotionally resilient don't let rejection or failure crush their spirit. Instead, they understand that these experiences are temporary. They learn from them, adapt and move forward. They aren't swayed by what others think or say about them. They don't waste time on self-pity or regret. They act and move towards solutions, never letting anything hold them back. Think of it like a modern-day Stoic approach to life. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control external events, but we can control our reactions to those events. Emotional resilience is about developing the mental toughness to keep moving forward despite life's chaos. It's not about suppressing your feelings, but about mastering them. It's about choosing how to respond, rather than allowing your circumstances to dictate your emotions. This is where true strength lies, when you're able to stand tall even when life is throwing its worst at you. Take the example of a man facing a difficult personal relationship. Perhaps his marriage is falling apart, and he's emotionally devastated. It's easy to get caught in the whirlwind of emotions, anger, frustration, sadness. But an emotionally resilient man doesn't allow these emotions to control him. Instead, he takes a step back, processes his feelings, and begins to take constructive action. He doesn't blame others or dwell on what went wrong. He focuses on what he can control, whether it's improving communication or finding ways to heal and move forward. He doesn't ignore the pain, he acknowledges it and uses it as fuel to become stronger and wiser. Emotional resilience is about taking ownership of your emotions. It's about understanding that you are in charge of your emotional state, no one else. It's easy to blame external factors, work, people, or circumstances for how you feel. But a resilient man knows that his emotional state is his responsibility. He doesn't rely on others to make him happy, nor does he let external circumstances dictate his peace of mind. He chooses his mindset, and this choice is what gives him power in any situation. As a man, you must understand that emotional resilience isn't something you're born with. It's a skill that can be developed. It requires practice, patience, and self-discipline. Every time life challenges you, you have an opportunity to build your emotional resilience. Whether it's facing rejection, dealing with personal loss, or handling stress at work, you have the chance to grow stronger. Remember, it's not about how hard you hit, but how hard you can get hit. And keep moving forward. The stronger your emotional resilience, the more control you'll have over your life. You'll find that you are more equipped to handle life's challenges, and you'll never feel defeated by them. Keep pushing forward, because emotional resilience is the true measure of a man's strength. So, if you're ready to rise above the chaos, take responsibility for your emotions, and embrace the power of resilience. Drop this in the comments. I choose strength over adversity. Let's hear it. Keep pushing forward, and I'll see you in the next video. Secret 8. The Subtle Art of Mystery. Men, listen carefully. There's one thing that you must never forget when it comes to women. Mystery is power. In a world where everything is overexposed, where everyone shares everything on social media, the art of maintaining mystery has become a rare and potent weapon. Don't believe me? Take a step back and think about your own life. Think about the women you've encountered, the ones who've left an imprint on your soul. What was it about them that made them so captivating? It wasn't their looks alone. It was something more, something deeper. That something was mystery. Mystery makes you stand out. It makes you memorable. And more importantly, it makes you desirable. Let's break this down with a story. Think of a man named John. John was a solid guy, successful, driven, well-dressed. He always knew the right things to say, but there was a problem. He was too predictable. He always called when he said he would, always said the right things, always texted back immediately. He thought this was what made him appealing to women, but there was no thrill in it. There was no unpredictability. He was like an open book, and women were no longer intrigued by it. Then one day he met Sarah. She was a beautiful woman, confident and independent, and yet she had this aura about her that John couldn't shake. She wasn't overtly flirtatious or overly friendly. No, Sarah played the game differently. She didn't give him all of herself right away. She was just there. She was present, but not fully. Every time John saw her, he found himself wanting more, wanting to learn more about her. But she never made it easy. She would disappear for a few days, or give him just a hint of interest, leaving John feeling both excited and frustrated. The mystery she created drew him in like a magnet. One night, after a few weeks of this back and forth, John finally confronted Sarah. He asked her why she never seemed fully engaged, why she held back. Her answer was simple, yet profound. I don't need to show all of myself to keep you interested. Mystery is what keeps us both intrigued. Think about that. She didn't need to play games. She didn't need to lie or be manipulative. She simply knew how to maintain her mystery. She knew that when you reveal everything too quickly, you remove the excitement. When you make someone work for your attention, when you create an air of uncertainty about your feelings, that's when their desire for you heightens. This is the art of mystery. This is what women crave more than anything else. The ability to be present but not fully available. The power of keeping some of yourself hidden, like an enticing riddle that a woman is eager to solve. When you can master this subtle art, you hold the keys to both attraction and respect. Now let's be clear. This doesn't mean you should be distant or cold. What it means is that you must never let someone fully know all of you too soon. Reveal your thoughts, your passions, your vulnerabilities, but do it in layers. Slowly. Keep them guessing. Keep them on their toes. You must remain in control of the narrative. By doing so, you tap into the psychology that drives human desire. Women, in particular, are wired to be drawn to mystery. As Dr. John Gray famously said, "Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. We are different, and that difference is crucial in attraction." Mystery gives a woman the space to imagine, to fantasize, and to chase. This is not about manipulation, but rather about playing the game of attraction with skill. Let her come to you. Let her wonder. Let her feel like she's on a treasure hunt, and you are the prize at the end of it. That's when you truly have power. Don't be fooled by the noise around you. In the modern world, where instant gratification is the norm, maintaining mystery is one of the most powerful tools you can use. It's not about playing games for the sake of games. It's about keeping your identity intact while still keeping her intrigued. This is what makes you stand apart from the masses. This is what makes you unforgettable. Remember, don't give away all of yourself. Don't be so readily available. Keep your power, keep your mystery, and watch as women are drawn to you like never before. Take control of your own narrative. Don't let anyone else dictate your story. Like what you read? Comment below with a phrase that best describes your own approach to attraction. Secret 9. The power of self-awareness. In today's world, where distractions are endless and external pressures weigh heavily, self-awareness is more critical than ever. If you want to become a man who is in control of his life, who commands respect, and who connects deeply with the women around him, then don't overlook the power of self-awareness. This isn't just about knowing your strengths or weaknesses. It's about understanding the core of who you are, what drives you, and how you react to the world. Take a moment to think about the relationships you've had in the past. Were you ever truly aware of how your actions and words impacted the other person? More often than not, we operate on autopilot, reacting rather than consciously choosing how to respond. You must break this cycle. Think about it. When was the last time you took a step back to evaluate your own behavior in a situation instead of just focusing on what someone else did wrong? This lack of self-awareness can cause a rift in relationships, especially with women. They are intuitive beings, and they can sense when a man is disconnected from his own emotions and motivations. Women crave a man who is authentic, who understands his own emotions, and who knows how to communicate them clearly. The truth is, when you're not self-aware, you become a passenger in your own life rather than the driver. Picture this. You're at a social gathering and someone says something that slightly offends you. If you're not self-aware, your reaction might be defensive or aggressive. You might say something you regret or leave the situation feeling misunderstood. Now, imagine you're self-aware in that same scenario. You recognize your emotions in the moment. You understand why you're upset. And instead of reacting impulsively, you choose to respond with calm and clarity. This kind of self-control doesn't just improve your relationships, it elevates your entire life. Being self-aware means you take responsibility for how you feel, how you act, and how you influence others. Women find this trait incredibly attractive because it shows emotional maturity and stability. Take responsibility for your emotional landscape. You must learn how to be in tune with your inner world and not let external circumstances dictate your feelings. It's easy to blame the world, blame others, or point fingers, but you must own your emotions. A modern Stoic understands that emotions, while powerful, should not control you. Instead, They become signals to pay attention to, learn from, and then use to make informed decisions. Imagine the last time you got angry or frustrated. Did you just react? Or did you take a moment to breathe and assess why you were feeling that way? Self-awareness allows you to separate yourself from your emotions, giving you the space to make a rational decision rather than an impulsive one. Women find this kind of control magnetic because it signals strength, reliability, and emotional intelligence. And these are qualities that attract women on a deep, subconscious level. Now, let's talk about the most important part. What are women secretly craving? They are craving a man who knows himself. They want someone who has worked on their flaws, who understands their purpose, and who isn't afraid to confront their own fears. Self-awareness breeds confidence, and confidence is undeniably attractive. You see, when you are aware of your weaknesses, you don't shy away from them. You work to improve them. You don't blame others or external factors for your shortcomings. You embrace them, learn from them, and grow. This is the kind of man women crave because it shows depth and the willingness to grow, which ultimately leads to a richer, more fulfilling relationship. So what does this mean for you in your everyday life? It means that you must take time for introspection. Set aside moments each day to check in with yourself. Reflect on your actions, your reactions, and your emotions. This is not a one-time thing. It's a continuous process. Keep asking yourself, why did I react that way? Why did I feel that emotion? What could I have done differently? By building this habit, you will become more self-aware, and it will fundamentally change the way you interact with the world. Women will notice the shift in you. You'll stop being that guy who is constantly reacting to life, and instead, you'll be the one who controls the narrative. You will become a modern Stoic, a man who takes life in stride, who understands himself, and who is able to communicate his feelings without fear or hesitation. And this is a quality that will not only make you more attractive to women, but will also elevate every aspect of your life. You owe it to yourself to invest in self-awareness. Don't wait for the world to change. Take control now and watch as your relationships and your life transform for the better. Secret 10. The power of spontaneity. Listen up, because this is critical. Life has a way of becoming predictable, safe, and controlled. We build routines, we set expectations, and we create comfort zones. But here's the brutal truth. Predictability kills the magic. It's like wearing the same dull outfit every day. You lose the spark, the energy, the fire. And women? Women crave that unpredictability, that element of surprise. It's not the comfort, not the control, and certainly not the routine that draws them in when they start to drift away. It's the spontaneity. Imagine this. You're in a long-term relationship. Things have settled, you're comfortable, predictable, life runs smoothly, but there's an undertone of monotony. She's still with you, but something feels off. What's missing? The thrill, the spark, the unknown. And that's where you come in. When you throw in something unexpected, whether it's a surprise date night, a spontaneous adventure, or even a thoughtful gesture out of the blue, it's like hitting the reset button. Suddenly, the routine is shattered, and the magic is back. Women are wired to live in emotion, to feel the highs and lows of unpredictability. Yes, they seek the security of your consistency, the reliability that you're there for them, but they also long for that spark that can only come from something unexpected. This is why spontaneity is so powerful. It adds mystery, excitement, and passion back into the relationship. It's what keeps the attraction alive. Think about the times when you were in a new relationship. Remember the unpredictability, the newness, the surprises, the wild energy? That's exactly what keeps a woman's interest when she feels things are starting to fade. And here's the secret. The magic happens when you blend stillness with surprise. Think about it. Stillness represents the solid foundation, the consistency, the quiet moments of peace in the relationship. But surprise, the unpredictable element, is what reignites the fire. It's that unexpected move that catches her off guard, pulls her in, and makes her feel alive. Without it, the relationship can start to feel like a ticking clock, predictable and eventually stale. With it, you breathe life into the connection, making it fresh, exciting, and full of potential. Here's the cold, hard truth. Without spontaneity, you risk fading into the background. The relationship will become something she tolerates, not something she desires. It's not enough to just show up and go through the motions. You must keep her guessing. Make her feel that rush of excitement again. Keep the spark alive. Remember, comfort is important, but it's not enough. If you want to draw her back in when she starts to drift, give her something she wasn't expecting. Give her spontaneity. It's not about grand gestures, but about showing that you're not afraid to break free from the mundane and inject some passion back into the relationship. In modern life, we often get caught up in the grind. We work hard, we build our careers, we manage responsibilities, but we also need to be aware of what's at stake. The attraction between you and her isn't a given. It's something you need to nurture, to fight for. So here's your call to action. Don't get complacent. Don't let the predictability of life dictate the direction of your relationship. Take charge and keep the excitement alive. Break the routine, throw in the unexpected, and reignite the passion. This isn't just about making her feel good. It's about ensuring the relationship stays alive, thrilling, and full of energy. You want to keep her, don't you? Then give her the gift of surprise. Don't wait for her to leave you. Take action now. Make that unexpected move. Don't be afraid to spice things up. The power of spontaneity is in your hands. Hey there. Thanks for sticking with me till the end. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I hope you're walking away with some valuable insights. So let's take a step back and break this down. The 10 subtle but powerful truths I've shared aren't just random tips or hacks that you can use to manipulate a situation. These are deeper, fundamental aspects of being a man who's truly self-aware, present, and emotionally intelligent. Women respond to these qualities not because there's some kind of secret formula, but because they reflect a man who understands himself and leads with quiet strength. This kind of awareness is what makes you stand out. It's not about trying to impress or play the game, but rather about being a man who is grounded, in control of his emotions, and confident in his own skin. When you have that quiet understanding, when you can navigate your emotions and communicate without fear or hesitation, that's when you start earning respect. Not just from women, but from everyone around you. That's the kind of man who doesn't just attract attention, he holds it and keeps it. He becomes someone worth investing in, someone worth respecting, and ultimately, someone who can build a meaningful, lasting connection. So here's my advice to you. Start today. Don't wait for the perfect moment or for things to fall into place. Begin by checking in with yourself. Reflect on your actions, your emotions, and your mindset. Look at the way you handle situations, especially in challenging moments. Are you reacting or responding? Are you aware of how your behavior affects others? The more you work on being self-aware, the more you'll realize that these aren't just qualities that attract women. They're qualities that make you a better man in every area of your life. When you take control of your emotional landscape, you'll find yourself more confident, more in charge, and more respected by everyone around you. Trust me, this isn't just about getting attention from women. It's about becoming the kind of man who inspires respect, who earns loyalty, and who builds lasting, meaningful relationships. So stay true to yourself, keep working on your self-awareness, and let that quiet strength guide you. You'll not only become more attractive to women, but you'll also elevate every aspect of your life. Keep pushing forward, you've got this, and I'll see you in the next video.